to merchya.com/United Kaiju Podcast and check out our new merch. Don't wait, get your UKP designs now.
Just US Japan. So win-win.
And welcome back, Kaiju fans. We want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to United Kaiju Podcast. On today's episode, we have a very, very special guest, someone that I have looked forward to having on, and it is KaijuKrys. And if you don't know who this gentleman is, he is the creator, the ultimate.
I'm going to pick up for a little bit until he comes back. We have the amazing KaijuKrys with us on United Kaiju Podcast. KaijuKrys, it is an amazing honor to have you here, good sir. How are you doing? How are you doing on this amazing day?
I'm great. It's awesome to be here. I've been a quiet lurker for a while, and so to now finally be in on the podcast, nerding out with all you guys, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as John, who's unfortunately stuck in limbo at the moment, frozen in time, when he told me that we wanted to get you on board, man, we were just, and he's disappeared. It's all good, we'll keep it going. When he told us that we wanted to get you on the podcast, man, it was a no-brainer. We had to get you on, and I also reached out to my amazing, lovely gentleman, Matt Duran. Duran, sorry. So regardless, man, we're so happy to have you here, and it is an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I was happy to surprise you to be part of this too, because I have some pretty juicy questions for you.
Well, I hope I got some juicy answers.
I'm sure you will.
All right, now before we begin the show of shows, KaijuKrys, it would be an honor for you to bless this episode with the phrase that "oh so" does not pay. Take it away, Chris.
Daddy's home, cake every night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm glad I made it back just for that. Shit. See, Chris, I told you, bro. It happens to all of us, man. It's just fucking, it's hot. The humidity is pretty fucking high today, so my internet may be going in and out. And if it happens too many times, I'm just going to say, yo, you guys just do what you got to do. But, all right, it sounds like the episode has been blessed. Really appreciate, Ramon, you hopping on in and giving me the left hand over there.
It's all good. You've helped me.
I'm actually gonna let this start with MZ because
yes,
I know MZ.
Yes.
Well, gosh, do we want to just jump into the beans and just start discussing your suit? Or I've got kind of like the first good thing. When your suit first went viral, what was your initial thought process? And oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? How did you? What was your reaction initially?
It was so wild and surprising, just because I didn't set out with the goal of going viral or anything like that. I just wanted to make a Godzilla suit. It was a passion project. And so when I started posting the process online on my Instagram and it started to gain a lot of traction and then followers just started pouring in, it was kind of a shock. It was like, okay, there's almost this expectation that started to develop of we want to see more. We want to see more of the process and everything. And so it kind of turned into this thing I had to kind of tend to and keep the ball rolling and show everyone. And there was when I was on Facebook, there was a post that I did that for whatever reason, I think it was later in the game, it spread like wildfire and it had 5 million views.
Wow.
And all these 100,000 shares and things like that over just a simple little post. I don't know how it gained traction because I just posted it on my personal page.
Yeah.
And maybe a few Godzilla sites. And then, it just took off. But I think I was a meme at one point. Oddly,
that's how you know you've made it. Okay.
Yeah. It was spreading in Brazil, and it was a photo that I posted of me hugging the suit when I had finished building it. And it was just, I couldn't really read what it translated to, but it was a meme for a hot second. So it was
Nice.
really interesting.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I have a friend who lives in Brazil. I could reach out to him and say, "Hey, what does this even say? And can you explain its content to me?"
Yeah.
I'll do
All
that
right.
if you want.
I'm curious. I'm curious. I'll see if I can send you the photo. I think I
Okay,
saved it. So I
cool.
was like, I'm a
I hope
meme
so.
now.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right. While John is getting something situated, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with my question. So, Kaiju Chris, the suit you just uploaded a couple of days ago, what I used to promotion for this channel, is your Godzilla suit a mix of different Godzilla designs, or is this your own creation in your image?
Kind of a bit of both.
Okay.
It's elements from all my favorite incarnations kind of fused into one with my own artistic flair added to it. That's kind of how I got the name Fusion Godzilla, because it's just fusion of different designs. And then there's like the nuclear element, nuclear fusion, just to kind of
Right.
sprinkle that in. But yeah, it was just me looking at what features on Godzilla I'm most drawn to, different incarnations. Even the hand puppet from the 1954 film, that was a huge inspiration. I love that design. So yeah, and then it just came to, now how do I make it all flow together seamlessly in one fleshed out design.
Hmm.
Right.
Cool.
What are some of your favorite Godzilla designs? This is kind of a two-parter, if you don't mind me asking.
Sure. I love GMK. That design is just chef's
Oh
kiss.
yeah, that's easily it's in my top 5.
Yeah, I always like when Godzilla has a sinister look to him as opposed to some of the hero puppy dog looks we see out of the Showa era.
Yeah.
So this Godzilla just had it all in terms of what Godzilla is to me. I also like the 2000 design, the Millennium design. That one is just
Ooh.
beautiful and just different. It was such a jump from what we've all been used to that it just was really captivating for me.
I always feel like that design belonged in a heavy metal album, the
Yeah.
2000
Well, they kind of didn't they use Rob Zombie's song in one of the trailers for
Super
the
Beast.
American, you know? Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't it Dracula? Was it Dracula?
No, it was Super
No,
Beast.
no. Yeah.
Super Beast.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. Yep, 100%. Great
Yeah.
song too. God
But I gotta say, dude, that is an amazing suit that you make. Because when I first saw it, man, I was like, Jesus Christ, that thing is beautiful. So
Thank you.
it's gotta be a proud moment to be able to look at your creation and soaking it all in. It's amazing, man.
It is, and it's been a journey that's like still unfolding. I completed it way back in 2017, and here I am still, making appearances with it and putting all this like new life into it with all the refurbishments I've been doing. It's amazing how long this has lasted.
How much of it have you replaced? Like, is there still the core of it is the original elements, or have you gotten to the point you've replaced so much that it's almost a whole new suit?
The core of it's still there. The body, the dorsal plates, the tail, the head, all of that is still intact. It was the feet and the legs that I completely redid.
Hmm.
I do plan on, I wanted to get this done before GFest, but I plan on cutting away the neck and redoing the whole neck, possibly even resculpting the head to be a little smaller so it's a little more lightweight. Want to get like servos in there to make the mouth open and close and blink. So like these things are
Whoa.
like hot rods.
Yeah.
You can always update them and tune them up in the garage.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's
basically a
awesome.
lifelong project that will never be finished
Yes.
because you're always going to see something you want to change, make better.
Oh
So,
yeah, and like as the artist, I see all the flaws. I see all
hmm
the things that I want to improve that are kind of like an eyesore for me, like the neck especially.
hmm
Uh, you know, to the person that like sees it in person or online or whatever, it's like I know it's a cool thing to look at still.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. John, do you have any questions?
It's. I mean, first off, it's a suit that is really interesting. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "That's a very interesting take on Godzilla and whatnot." It's like, I don't know how I want to describe it, but what kind of, when you first imaged this, and I know we have pictures of your first design, which is one of those things that we're going to show in just a second. What was like your whole initial thought to it? Did you want to go? Was your first thought like, I'm going to make a basic Godzilla? Because your first design, I wouldn't say looked like a basic Godzilla, but it had, the qualities. And then now we look at what you have, and it's something way different from I can't fucking talk from the normal designs, I should say. What was like once you saw your first design that you made? What was your thought? Was like, I want to change this and that. What was your process?
Well, so it started when there was a really big gap in when I was making suits for G-Fest. I was living in Wisconsin at the time, making suit after suit of different kaiju in the Godzilla world, and graduated high school, moved out here to California. I couldn't make suits anymore. I just didn't have the means to do it. So to kind of make up for that, I would make these like little foam sculptures and things like that to bring to G-Fest to kind of have as ambiance in the Dojo Studios room. And so out of those little smaller projects, I kind of just went wild with designing these Godzillas. Like there was a Godzilla head bust that I sculpted out of foam. That's the suit.
Yeah, there he is.
That's the very first suit I made, which I can go into that after I explained the process. Yeah, so it was these little side projects and little designs that I was doing that kind of like got the ball rolling, where it's like, hey, I'm starting to get crafty with foam. That head bust that I sculpted, I covered it with liquid latex and used that for the first time, and I loved the look. And as I kept these little projects going, I got better and better with foam. And I was working a full-time job at Disneyland at the time that I decided to like take a crack at the suit. So it's like I had the money. I was living with my grandma at the time, and she has a garage. So I have the space finally. I'm going to do it. And I drew out little ideas and things like that on what I wanted to see. And I think at the time I was like really into watching GMK and Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, Final Wars even, and just the suits out of the Millennium era just really had a big impact on me when it comes to like, okay, I want to make my own Godzilla suit and my own design. I think it was Final Wars and just seeing all the redesigns of each character, that really kind of triggered I want to really spin around with the design of what I think Godzilla looks like.
Big ups to Grandma for letting you do the work inside the garage. I'm sure that wasn't quiet for people, but hey, that's respect. Awesome. Yeah. So, where's it going? I lost my train of thought. Ramon, what you got? Big ups to Grandma once again.
Awesome, Grandma. So, KaijuKrys, so this is always a back and forth opinion in the community, but do you prefer your Godzilla to be a hero, or do you prefer your Godzilla to be a villain?
I have always been drawn to, or at least more recently, as I've become an adult, drawn to Godzilla being the villain. I really like a wrathful, angry Godzilla that, takes that out on humanity for the big mistake that they made. It's kind of evolved over the years. As a child, of course, I loved hero Godzilla coming in to save the day. But as I started to understand his origin story more into adulthood, I really gravitated towards the city stomping, military smashing Godzilla.
So -1 all the way. That's basically
what you're saying. 100%. 100%.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's
what's up.
That's awesome. MZ, what you got?
Right. So you already answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you if Fusion Godzilla had a sound system embedded in him, but maybe that's coming up in the future.
I've had a Bluetooth speaker kind of up in the mouth behind the tongue. And it just so happens like I can adjust the colors on it when it lights up, and I can have it be atomic blue. So there's always like an atomic glow coming from his mouth. And I've had roars come out of there. They're not nearly like loud enough that I want it to be.
Yeah.
But if I got all kinds of fancy and had the technical know-how, I would absolutely want like a loud speaker in there to blast roars.
Yeah. Sound activate for when the mouth opens.
Yeah.
speakers in there because G-Fest, and I mean, any con can be loud as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus. And I'm sure in this suit, that volume is almost like emphasized even more because you're in a freaking tunnel, basically. And the only way out is in, unfortunately. So that speaker has to be fucking huge. That'd be fucking dope. Right, nice size. Nice question, MZ. I feel like a roar, maybe music behind it as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
That'd be dope. Like, you just have the music playing, but we could probably barely hear it over the screams that
The crowd of people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they would be like, "Is that the song?"
Well, I
Go
luck out
into,
at
like-
G-Fest because during the costume parade, sometimes music is playing, so it's perfect there.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
I've got so many questions. You want me to just keep going? But
Please.
Yeah,
Take it away.
hit
Chris.
it.
Was there a particular Godzilla movie that inspired you to make your own suit? Like, did it start with a certain movie, or was it the very first Godzilla movie you saw and you're like, whoa, I want to do that?
It was actually a certain moment at my very first G-Fest where it clicked that I wanted to make my first suit. And that was back in 2003.
Wow.
First time at G-Fest, it was Saturday night, costume parade was underway. I was seeing all these kids coming out, you know, with their cute homemade costumes and stuff like that. And then at the very end, this giant Godzilla suit made out of tinfoil came through the doors. It had to duck to get into the ballroom. This is back when it was at, I think it was at the Radisson Hotel. So it was a tiny, tiny hotel. And I think it was kind of coined as the bobblehead Godzilla because it was kind of shaped like a bobblehead. But I was blown away. And then just to hear like this audience that I was in clapping at this person for expressing their love for Godzilla, which was a very foreign concept to me at the time because I grew up a very lonely Godzilla fan. I was always mocked. I was the misunderstood kid. He loved with this radioactive lizard. Didn't know anyone else that liked Godzilla. And so just to see all these people clap at this person, it really struck a chord with me. And I remember turning to my mom who was next to me and I was like, I want to make a Godzilla suit. And I was 13 at the time. And so after that, G-Fest came home after a little cry because I could only stay Saturday. I can only do the one day and I did not want to leave. I was like, all right, I'm going to get to it. And there weren't many resources online when looking like how to build a Godzilla suit.
Oh, yeah. The internet was a totally different place in 2003 than it is now.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I went to this guy, I think is like RC Godzilla 2000 something. He happened to have blueprints posted and the materials that he worked with. And what spawned out of that was the Godzilla suit that you just had on the screen moments ago.
Awesome. So for Fusion Godzilla, did you draw any pictures to get started, or did you just like get started and he just kind of came to life?
I drew a couple photos and then I did a couple maquettes out of clay because before the suit, like in between the foam fabricated little projects I was doing and the suit, I finally picked up clay sculpting. And so I was playing around with different maquettes and different Godzilla designs through clay. Between those two, I kind of just developed the suit.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
That's awesome.
When are I'm sure you're aware of other Godzilla cosplayers and whatnot. So Project Nautilus, I think his name is, on Instagram. When are you guys gonna fight? When is the battle of the age? Because both your all suits are, and to me, probably top. Like you guys are like head to head for like.
Leave it to my co-host to always start some shit, but let's go.
Absolutely, I'm going to set. I mean, of course, it's going to be all in good fun, but like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like, when's the fight going to go down, my friend?
Oh yeah, Sean is great.
He is,
and we've actually helped each other a lot. We've come to each other for advice and tips and things like that. So it's been very fun. And I know the second year I brought the suit in 2018, we did like a group photo of all the suits together, and that was cool. And it sounds like we're gonna try to plan that again for this G-Fest. But maybe we'll take an opportunity in the moment and do a little tussle.
Because you gotta beat the whole Godzilla versus Kong thing that happens every now and then at G-Fest. I think the past couple of years they've done it, and I think it's time we get above it. But I do like to hear that you guys come together and network, because that's really what it should be all about. Like, it shouldn't always be about competition. It should be about, hey, like, I need help with this. Let me reach out to my buddy because he knows the shit and whatnot, and I can vouch for him. So that's actually what I was hoping to hear out of that. So there we go. I start shit for a reason. But it's not unwarranted.
Once again, leave it to my amazing co-host to get the shit going. But
yes.
I mean, I could beef him up with other people. I could be like, yo, this person I heard said this about your suit, that like it farts or something.
You start shit with him and MZ, be like, oh no. So outside of Godzilla itself, what is your dream kaiju suit that you would want to create yourself?
So, like, still within the Godzilla franchise, like any other kaiju?
Yeah, any other kaiju.
I really want to make an Anguirus suit. I already have one of my suits, but I want to make an Anguirus suit with my current knowledge. I used to work at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles, and I was on the performing arts team there, and we'd have these dinosaur encounter shows. And I would suit up in this quad suit. It was an adolescent triceratops, and it has arm extensions on the front. So I'm not crawling on my hands and knees like Toho Kaiju. It's a really cool effect as I trot around. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool to see an Anguirus suit in that design, where it's arm extensions and he's not on his knees, he's on all fours actually, and can like gallop around. So I've already kind of like played around with an Anguirus design of my own that I want to take a crack at. But so I think that would be like the next suit that I really want to make.
That was actually really interesting that you mentioned that whole thing. I just watched the Taku Professor on YouTube on his episode of Descadora, and how Toho, who was it? The writer, I believe, maybe not the writer, he wanted Descadora the suit actor to have something that he could rest his hands on, so that the knees didn't have to buckle, and they didn't have, so it wasn't crawling. It could stand up, and it could also stand on its hind legs. So yeah, like that's a very interesting part, because a lot of the Toho, four-leggers, they were the back legs were always buckled in, kind of limited to their movement and what they could do and shit like that. So yeah, 100%, dude. You gotta have a nice, comfortable little thing where you can stand up every now and then. Because Anguirus, he goes on his hind legs every now and then. He's displayed that.
Oh yeah.
Now, would it be your own Anguirus design, Final Wars design, or a classic Showa design?
Well, I've already done the Final Wars Anguirus design, so this one would be basically the pairing with Fusion Godzilla. So I'd want to make Anguirus
spiky boy.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'd want to make him really big, so that he's, when standing upright, he can be almost looking Fusion Godzilla in the eye. But I think it'd be really cool to have a pairing with the two suits.
That was so sick.
That's awesome, man.
The amazing rebirth of Godzilla raids again.
Yes.
In this franchise. No, dude, that's fucking awesome. I would love to see that, because I can only imagine how a Fusion Anguirus could look. And
I mean, your Godzilla suit is phenomenal, so I can't even imagine how Anguirus would come out. It'd be beautiful, but yet so terrifying at the same time.
That's the goal. Beautiful and terrifying. Killer of the living.
Fuck yeah, I love that. I love it.
The end of the motherfucking world, goddammit. Ramon, who's question?
No, I'm gonna give the mic to MZ.
Have you ever
MZ, take it away. Fuck it, bro. It's all you today. Goodbye, guys.
When you take your suits out, out into the public, have you ever had a very awful interaction with a fan that makes you think, this is why I hate doing this? Like, has some adult who's had too many walked up to your suit,
if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, fighting.
Well, fortunately, I've not had like a really bad interaction. Everyone's usually been pretty respectful and understanding that there's a person inside here. Every once in a while, I'll get an adult that's a little too rough on the hugging, and it's like, it rocks me side to side, and I'm just like, damn, calm down.
Like
Yeah.
shit, man. I'm happy to please, but relax.
Yeah. And I've had like people accidentally step on the toes and whatnot. I had a father hold his infant child like up to the head, and the child like freaked the fuck out. So it's always funny getting to make the kids cry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
nothing too wild.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
You must listen to metal. I swear to God, dude, because you're like, I like to hear kids cry. Yes,
Yeah.
That's fucking metal. If you don't, that's still fucking metal, dude. I was worried that you were gonna like, yeah, and then the kid like fucking puked all over like the face.
Yeah,
like,
just
I'm punching a baby for that one, like straight up. That's funny, dude. MZ, fuck it, take it away, brother.
What is the most uncomfortable part about wearing the suit?
The ass.
the ass.
Almost.
Almost.
The suiting up part is hell.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I have to be lifted up and then down into the suit. And then I have to like contort my body in all these different positions just to wiggle myself into places. I break a sweat just getting into the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm in it, it's golden and I'm good. And then probably the de-suiting part, it's not as uncomfortable, but still a trick to do. I've found that for whatever reason, it's just easier if I get gently laid down on my side while in the suit and then I crawl out of the back. Don't know why. It's easier.
You're metaphorically giving yourself birth.
Yes.
Giving birth to
Wow.
yourself. Giving birth to yourself from your
I
own
never thought of it like
creation.
that.
There's a little Godzilla in all of us.
Yes,
and
exactly.
a little
Yeah.
human in Godzilla, I guess.
Little Zillanoids from
It's
Shin
your
Godzilla.
own,
That's what
like,
we are.
Scene from the substance. Just lie down and crawl out the back.
I
Is
come
that
out
movie good?
drenched,
I didn't
too.
see that movie.
I bet. Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't watched it either, but I heard it's awesome. So with that, are you able to wash the suit, or do you just like spot wash it or whatnot?
The most I
Like,
can
does it
do,
smell?
I've kept the smell down because I spray like tea tree oil or just straight up vodka after use. Really cut. Yes.
Does it
yes.
mask your drinking problem? Just kidding.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't give away your secrets, my man. Don't.
It's a cleaner. I swear, you guys. I swear.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Spill
It
all
is.
the tea here.
Mhm.
I mean, what about like ventilation wise? Like, because it's got
It's
in
gotta be
Chicago
hot.
and even with LA too. Like, you must lose fucking weight and have swamp ass all day long.
Yes.
Do you have a fan in there? Are you commando? Are you even clothed in there? If you're not clothed, I'd understand 100%. I don't know.
I feel like this is a safe space. Thank you.
It is.
It is. You're safe with us, buddy.
So I do a couple things to kind of minimize the sweat. I wear Under Armour, full Under Armour, leggings, the shirt and everything. There is a fan inside just behind the sternum.
Good.
And behind that fan, there's 2 air intake holes. So the fan is pulling in fresh air. And the head, it's all open, like from the neck rising up out of the mouth. It's all in open space. So all the heat is rising and able to escape, kind of like a chimney. I also have a neck fan. It's a really cool neck fan that's like, it looks like headsets, and it sits around the neck here, and it is
Yes.
Wow.
everything. Like, it feels so good. So yeah, there's those things in effect. It still is a sauna in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't even
I can only
imagine.
last like 35 minutes at the most before the body just says no.
That's still a long fucking time to be in something like that.
I mean, basically,
I thought you were gonna say like the max is like 5 minutes, and I would have been like 5 minutes is long enough, guys. Like official, like 5 minutes is golden, hands down. You can do a lot in 5 minutes.
When I was younger,
fucking minutes, damn.
When I was younger, I would do mascot work, and the maximum you were allowed to be in the suit on like out in public in the heat was 30 minutes, and then you like break for an hour, and then 30 minutes on, break for an hour.
I give it to you guys. That's really impressive. I didn't even think it was that long. Even watching like Godzilla like behind the scene footage and whatnot. You know, they'll show a quick clip and then they'll show the guy out of the suit. I'm like, all right, well that was like 2 minutes of film right there, so we need a break. I get that, but 35 minutes. I'm already fucking sweating from thinking about it, man. It's 5 minutes. I'm like, get me out of this thing.
I mean, I feel like that's the one thing I noticed because I've gotten to meet Cosplay Odyssey. He's a guy with a gigantic Godzilla suit. I met him twice at DamCon, and I've always noticed how he'll go 35 minutes in the suit. Then he'll take like an hour 15 break, go back into the suit, do meet and greets, photos, just rinse and repeat. So I can imagine, yeah, like let me be in here for half an hour to entertain the fans. I was like, all right, now I'm going to go catch my breath, relax, enjoy some food, and enjoy the atmosphere.
That shower, that post-shower must feel like
amazing.
Sex.
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, there's at least at G-Fest 3 to 4 showers a day.
Wow.
So, yes. Just because I just come out so drenched, I have to.
Yeah.
But it's the fans that keep me going, really. You know, it's the people in line excited to see me. You know, I can't really see them, but I can hear them, and you know, it's good motivation. It gives me gas when I'm in there, and I'm like, I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to, you know, cut the line off early or whatever, and have people miss out on getting a chance. So I probably push myself harder than I ought to, but I haven't passed out yet.
That's good.
And
if you did, I mean,
say, I'm sorry, MZ.
I was saying, if you did,
go.
If you
did, you're already halfway for getting out of the suit because you wouldn't have to lie down. You'd already be lying down.
Exactly. Perfect setup for it.
I will say that I will vouch for him. He does complete the lines. I think the first time I saw your suit, and people coming up, yeah, you waited. And you made sure everyone was done. Everyone got a photo, whether they took it once or twice. And that is really, it's really fucking cool of you because, you know, like, yeah, you could be like, well, 2 and I'm done. Like, I'm sweating bullets right now. I ain't got time. But, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he makes sure you finish.
It's the Disneyland, the character meet and greets that I've done there.
Yeah,
it's really embedded into my brain.
Great work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I try.
So there's one thing I kept hidden from my two lovely co-hosts. Have you, by chance, seen the Man in the Suit fan-made analog horror YouTube video series?
Men
in Suits, the documentary?
No, the horror analog.
So there is a fan analog horror series called Man in Suit. It takes place in a separate universe, but I guess the guy who wore the first Gojira suit was so obsessed with it, he would wear it constantly, never would take it off. And they told him, hey, you can't wear this. You can't take this home. But he got so obsessed with it, he grew inside the suit. So his skin, everything was fused into the suit. Has that ever been like, I don't know, like you're so
it grows into, it's like an SCP sort of thing.
Yeah.
But wasn't it the 55 suit, not the 54?
It was originally 54, but he grew in, but he got back in 55, passed on the curse to the Anguirus suit. I won't give away too much. It's a great series, but again, we can't have nothing fun because we always have crybabies. So
No, oh yeah, he's the one that quit because
his name was Unknowingly. Yeah, we can't have anything fun anymore. So I like to call them Kaiju crybabies.
Jeez, so toxic.
Yeah.
So basically, Chris, we want to know if you have ever felt like you were growing into the suit, like little like things were coming out of your arm and it would latch onto the suit, kind of like not allowing you to be birthed for air.
Right.
Actually, kind of, sorta. I wear like a roofing harness that everything connects to. That really like locks me into the suit. So like the waist, the tail, leg straps, it all connects around me. And sometimes when I'm getting out of the suit, I forget to undo a latch and it snags, and then I'm fused to the suit. I can't get out.
That's funny. I love it.
Because leading up to this episode, I was like, okay, I want to get my questions in order and get this figured out. Sorry. Then as I was like getting my question, I was like, I saw this pop up on my video on YouTube. I was like, let me watch it. So I watched the entire series. Like, oh shit, this is this is awesome, but it's also so terrifying because like now, you know, you being in a Godzilla suit and all, I can't ever look at it the same because I'd be kind of paranoid to be like, all right, I'm going to get into this, but I don't want nothing crazy to happen to me. But I just had to ask if you would check it out, or if you have, like, could you sort of relate to that? Like, once you're in the suit, like, you're just like, I want to be in this thing forever. And yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on that.
I lose myself inside. I do creature performance and suit acting professionally, more so lately with certain things happening. But like that's the whole reason I moved out to California, is to get into creature performance. And so it's a place I'm very comfortable in and I'm very zen in. And, you know, can't really be claustrophobic for these kinds of things.
God, Jesus, that would be a fucking nightmare.
This is what
Yeah.
it supposedly would have looked like had he grown in it.
Neat.
But again, we can't have nothing fun because everyone likes to be kaiju crybabies.
They're gonna be all over the place, I guess.
Fucking kaiju crybabies.
I still don't know what they were crying about. What was the big deal?
Because they were saying, oh, this wouldn't happen. This is blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, no shit. It's called a fan video. It is like analog horror. We can't have fun with this. We can't make our own story. And that's why he quit, because everyone was picking on him for it.
Well, then you know what? That actually is going to segue me into a question for you there, Chris. Your negative feedback. How much have you gotten? Is it like really brutal, or you like, shit, I should quit? Or you're just like, all right, this is minuscule and minor. I can flick them off.
Total flicking.
Good.
I mean, it's an art piece and it's all subjective, and everyone has their ideal design and look for Godzilla, and not every design matches a person's, you know, likes. And so I've gotten comments where it's like, oh, I don't like the legs, or the head's too big. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, but whatever. Go on. Yeah.
Thanks for the comment.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for your candid assessment.
Yeah. As an artist, one of the quotes that has always helped me is, only listen to the critics if you feel like they have a point. Because it's like, if I didn't ask you for your critique and you're telling me something that I don't agree with, I don't care.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, there's people on Instagram that just feel compelled to not comment on what they like and just drop a comment where it's, the head's too big. I don't like the body. You know, tail's too long. Cool.
Have you watched?
Yes.
Jesus.
God.
Yeah. No. It's good that you can just flick them off, because
Good.
I would definitely get overwhelmed and overloaded with the stupid comments if I was to make a suit like that, like yours, and I'd be like, you know what? I quit too, because shut up. That's why.
I mean, the way I would view it is, if you're building your own creation, take the criticism, take the voices, set them aside, set them in the corner, tell them to shut the fuck up, face the wall. This doesn't concern you. I'm not asking for your critique. I'm not asking for, you know, how can I make this better? I'm making this in my image. So if you don't like it, go sit in the fucking corner, because I ain't going to put up with it.
Mm-hmm. Or go build your own.
Or go build your own. Let's see how you do it.
But see, like for MZ and you, Chris, I think MZ, you said it before, like, you are your own worst enemy. So you have your own thoughts plus the dumb comments. It's like, I'm gonna ask both you guys this: are you both able to separate them and decompress to continue on, or is it just like, yeah, I know I got plenty of people who love me, I got plenty of gas, plenty of inspiration, I'm just gonna go for it?
Right.
MZ and Chris, what you got?
For the most part, I can just receive it and put it off to the side. But whenever a critique aligns with my own critique on the suit, it's just kind of like, it's reaffirming, like, okay, yes, I know that's a thing and I want to address it in the future. But there's never been anything that like shuts me down completely to where it's like, I'm a complete failure. I'm never going to do this again. I mean, I have imposter syndrome just generally, but yeah, nothing has ever completely shut me down.
That's good.
Same with you, basically?
Yeah, it depends upon my mood, really, and how things are going in life. That makes me whether or not, like, I need to take a break for a little bit, because I just feel like I can't do anything right. So, and then I just end up watching or hanging out with people that inspire me, and I try to just, regroup and find that spark that makes me remember why I do this in the first place.
Yes.
All creatives are allowed to do
grounded
that.
Get grounded with your tribe. That's what it's about. And Ramon, when I was looking at my shirt, I just fucking realized my shirt's inside out. So good for me. I'm looking at my screen. I'm like, what the fuck? I got it inside out. Cool.
I thought you were just like expecting yourself. Like, is he okay?
No, because I didn't see the image. It looks like there's a faded image, but it's much darker.
I thought it was just like a not very good printed shirt. But
if you want, you can go to the side real quick and flip it.
Nah, I'm gonna let this rock and have people think for the last 45 minutes. I have a shitty shirt on, and then I realize, it's inside out. So,
I was like, "What?
Fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one."
Yeah.
I was like, "What is my buddy doing over here?" Just okay, whatever.
I didn't see the image on the screen. I'm like, "Where's my fucking shirt image?" Okay, good job, John. That's how you know I'm tired.
And this is why we love John so much, because he always provides the laughs for us. So
I want people to laugh at my own expense. That's a good thing.
Fuck it, I'll go again.
That's my question. I'll formulate another one in a minute.
All right. So KaijuKrys, what is your favorite non-Godzilla kaiju film?
I really love Pacific Rim.
Ooh.
I love. Wait, you said non-Godzilla.
Non-Godzilla. So Godzilla cannot be in a film. It's just other kaiju.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Pacific Rim, and specifically Otachi.
Which one is that?
It is
that
that can fly.
Okay.
Yeah. It spits this.
The acid. Yeah.
Goop.
He's got like the two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. It has like a crested head, and it was the pregnant one.
The tail was pretty awesome too.
Yes, I remember sitting in theaters and watching the fight play out, which was just beautiful. And then all of a sudden, the moment when it whips out its arms and the wings are revealed, and it was just like, this thing's been terrestrial on all fours. It was just such a surprise. I just was like wowed by it. It's
always like one of those unique kaiju. When I look at it, I go, okay, it can swim underwater, it can go on land, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, this thing can fly. All right, cool. Let's just make this
triple threat.
Triple threat, exactly.
That's a big bitch to deal with, yo.
Oh, that's a huge bitch.
What would be your second non-Godzilla favorite kaiju? Gotta have the runner-up.
Like your top three.
He likes Death Kappa.
Top three.
Mermy Kappa. Young Gary. Godzilla. Monster. What is that? I can't like the X.
I love Barugan. Is that how you say it, from the Gamera franchise?
Yeah, Gamera vs. Barugan. Okay.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you when he wasn't in Rebirth? Because I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was devastated.
I was pretty disappointed. When we said we got Varys, like, ugh.
That should. Well, I guess maybe because what's his face was in it.
Giron?
Jagger, or everyone. I don't know how people you say his name, but I guess because they didn't want like another four-legged kaiju in there, so they swapped it. And since that one really didn't do the great in the Showa series, they bumped him.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. No, that film scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, especially the whole scorpion scene when the guy gets fucking shanked by the scorpion. He's like, ah! Scared. Good pick. Yeah. Good pick, man. Good pick.
During the process and research and development when you were making your suit, did you have a eureka moment with experimenting with materials and realizing this is what I'm going to keep going with, like moving forward with making your suit?
It was the discovery of latex that I was like, okay.
Balloon or mask?
Mask. Yeah. So when I first started constructing the suit, I had a friend come in that was just incredible with foam fabrication and techniques. His name is Justin Caldera. He was a Stan Winston School student, and he caught wind that I was wanting to make a suit, and so he came in and he's like, I'm gonna show you all these cool techniques, and he really helped out with the functionality. And I got introduced to L200 foam. That's something I'd never worked with before, and it was just so versatile, and it's what I made the dorsal plates out of. It's what I made the frame of the suit out of, and so it was kind of like L200 all the way from that point on.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I too love mask latex. And one time I ordered a 5-gallon drum, and a 5-gallon drum of balloon latex showed up, and I was very mad.
For me and Ramon, who aren't artists like that, what is this T1000 foam you guys are talking about? Because I don't.
Yeah, I was
this
just like,
sounds like balloon animals to me right now. So what is this? Is that the type of foam that it is used on these types of like costume builds, or are there different? I'm sure there's different types, but is that like the best one?
yeah.
I think it's the most utilized when it comes to professional cosplays of any character, whether it's cute and cuddly or a monster. It's mostly incorporated for like the frame buildup, because it has a nice sturdiness to it, and it keeps its shape for the most part. And you can heat it up to bend it. You can take a Dremel to it and sculpt really awesome ridge detail into it. So it has a really great use across all aspects of suit making. Do you know what, that children's play mat that's like made out of puzzle pieces and has the ridges on it? It's a foam material.
Took me a
It's
minute to
kind
remember
of
that.
similar to that. It's
Okay.
closed cell foam.
Okay. So like it's super beneficial because you could do multiple things to it instead of like, all right, well, I just got the foam, now I gotta buy something to make the ridges and all that shit. So it kind of cuts out a lot of the middle work in there.
Yes.
It's super
Cool.
dense, and so like when you put a skin on top of it, it's a lot easier versus if you use a upholstery foam that's very, very porous. You put mask latex on that, it soaks it right in.
So no lotion on the skin.
No.
None needed.
All right, you got the hose again. Fuck it, y'all. Actually, you did bring up Stan Winston, and I'm curious to know if I believe he's located in LA, right?
Yes.
It was.
We're-
He was? Okay.
Did you go to like the schooling and get taught? You said that you had someone show you from the Stan Winston. Did you like kind of like enroll in the whole program and whatnot and learn from the school and whatnot?
Yeah, I did a couple years enrolling as like the online student, where you're given access to all these online courses. And before making the suit, my friend Justin had access to a lot of those courses, and he showed me, because they have how to build a kaiju suit course.
Oh wow!
Wow.
It was like a 2-week thing, and there was 2 different suits made with 2 different techniques, and I studied the hell out of that. It was a lot of my spare time just like taking the notes down. And there was like, I think it was during the pandemic at one point, Stan Winston School was having a Halloween costume contest, and I just like, it didn't have to be brand new. It was just, if you've made a thing, put it on, enter it into the contest. And I just did it on a whim because I was bored. Didn't really have anything else to do. And I ended up winning with the Godzilla suit, and I won a year free subscription. So during that year, I just looked at all the relevant courses that, I felt like I could apply, and just wrote down all the notes I could.
That's
awesome.
Congrats on winning. That is
Congratulations.
That's super cool, man. I love it.
Mhm.
Sweet. Who's next on the list?
MZ, would you like to go again?
How do you feel about inflatable costumes, those cheap-ass ones around Halloween time?
I can't roll my eyes hard enough.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I'm the one starting beef, Ramon. He just shitted on like half the fucking community. Like,
Hey, I
fuck those guys
appreciate
in blow-up suits.
So
I
it's-
appreciate if you have the access and the passion, you go for it. I've got another one in regards to materials that you work
Go
with.
for it. Go for
Do you have a material that you love the smell of that you work with?
it.
What the fuck?
Smell of.
This
Like-
is a cosplayer
like,
thing. I
for me-
swear to God.
Yeah.
Silicone base is like one of my favorite smells.
Really?
It's very difficult to describe, but it's such a cool. I love it. It's such a good smell.
I think like what smell
What
do I like
smell-
the most?
I'm probably not supposed to smell this, but when I do get whiff of the barge,
I was just gonna
adhesive,
say, you like getting high off barge.
All right, I need some
Oh,
context
man.
here, folks. What's barge?
Barge is like rubber cement on steroids. It's a
Oh.
contact cement, and it's very,
Ooh.
very toxic.
Oh,
Very
good.
toxic.
I'm
Oh
done.
yeah.
Chris, I'm glad you're snorting that shit up in the suit.
Yeah, and I feel fine. No, yeah, it's something to be done either outdoors or in a well-ventilated building that has good air circulation, and you ought to be wearing a special mask if you're doing some like really heavy barging.
I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome because you two have y'all's like I guess favorite cosplay material smells. John and I are going back and forth on the most weird scented candle names, and we're just going back and forth on that on Instagram.
Hey, that'd be a $1 million idea. Barge scented candles.
Yes, John, what do you think?
I mean, I want to. I mean, if it's fucking the cement on steroids, yeah, that's probably a really good smell, and I could probably do a good couple of sniffs on it.
Yes.
Just
I mean,
never
like,
too late for a new addiction.
I feel that's probably more. Wait, would it be cheaper or more expensive than collecting figures? Probably cheaper.
Well, good question.
Nah, that depends upon how much you buy it, and like we buy it in bulk. It's pretty expensive.
How big can you buy? You can buy like pallets of it or some shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can buy a 55-gallon drum of it. I mean, it would probably last you the rest of your life.
Don't give
Even
Sean
if
any
you huffed
ideas.
it 20 times a day.
God damn. I don't even think I have a lung capacity for that shit. Jesus, dude. Oh, okay. All right. Saw the. I mean, because like I love the smell of like fresh cut grass.
Yeah, and gasoline.
For some
Yeah.
strange reason.
Gasoline for me.
There are people who don't like the smell of gasoline, and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. That and pool chlorine. Oh my god, do I love that smell? Oh my
God, no.
Give me a line of that. Anything. Not going swimming, but I'll snort it. Shit.
I feel like John can't swim for the life of him.
I grew up with a pool. I just don't go in because I'm one of those dickheads that I need the water warm. You know, about 90% of the time the pool water is like 60 degrees because you want to cool down, not warm up. So yeah, I just don't.
I love it. John, what do you got?
I had something, and then it left me.
You
That's just my legs. That's just my legs. The fucking fundraiser, whatever, kickstart for this the suit to help bring the suit over and whatnot. How are we doing with that? And what is the job of packing up the suit? He's like, oh great, I gotta fucking explain this. Shit.
The GoFundMe's doing pretty well.
Good.
It's a little over halfway to the goal. I am nearing the day where I need to withdraw whatever's in there before renting the U-Haul. So the link is in my bio on my Instagram. If you haven't donated yet, it doesn't have to be like a crazy amount. 500 of my followers donated $1. There's 500. This is kind of what it's kind of slowed down, but that's kind of what happened previous 2 times that I did a GoFundMe in 2017 and 2018. But then right at the very end, there was just an influx. So I'm not panicking just yet. But either way, whatever it ends up being, it's going to help immensely offset the costs. The process of transporting the suit, it begins with acquiring a U-Haul. It's I rent a 9-foot cargo van. It's plenty big enough. Got to load him up. I have to load the stand that he kind of perches on first, and it's because it's flat. So that goes in first. Then I pack an emergency kit with me. It's just a tote full of all the materials and adhesives and things that I would need in case something rips or if I find a spot that I need to touch up with paint. It's just there for me. So that gets loaded up, and then the suit gets loaded up and he rests on his stomach. And then I put a foam block towards where his head goes, and his head rests on a foam block there. Then I got to drive him from Los Angeles to Wisconsin, where I meet up with my parents and my brothers, who all join me for G-Fest. And then from there, we drive down to Chicago. And then
How long of a drive is that?
What's that?
How long of a drive is that?
It's 2 days, 3 nights.
God.
Woof.
As Rodan flies, maybe.
Yeah, all right.
Who's listening, fucking after hearing that, make sure you go to that GoFundMe and chip in a bit, help the man out. We are gonna let him drop the link on here at the end of the episode. But yeah, you guys should really fucking.
Oh, don't worry. Once this episode is live and it's on YouTube, we will put the link in the description.
Yeah.
So that way
we're
you.
gonna do it all.
Yeah, we're gonna handle all of this. So we're gonna make sure this man and his amazing suit are at G Fest this coming soon.
Because I guess you don't have to say the exact amount, but you can ballpark it if you like. How much does it cost? That whole entire trip, would you say? Not including like G Fest in general, but just like the trip completely.
Well, I have it set for $3,000, and that's to cover the U-Haul rental to and from Chicago, and then lodging along the way, and gas, and
food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
G-Fest
So
itself,
$3,000 kind of pretty much covers that whole trip. Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? That's not too shabby though, to be honest. I thought it would have been more.
Yeah. Well, I looked at other options for this time, like shipping the suit, but like to ship it or to freight it, there's just so many variables, and it's way more expensive than renting a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to risk like it being late and the convention weekend rolls around and it's still not at the hotel, or arrives on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to risk any of that.
No, absolutely.
And they don't hold any responsibility.
Oh, no.
If something happens, like you basically sign that waiver, and if that shit gets lost at sea, get fucked.
Literally.
Yeah, no, smart move.
And are you gonna be constantly like, I guess, driving no brakes, no stops whatsoever? My brother and I have a term, we call that road dog. So it's just constant go.
Nah, you can't. Not that kind of trip.
Well, I did it the second year I brought Fusion. I was with someone was with me, close friend. We took shifts. There was hardly any sleep because it was so uncomfortable in a U-Haul van. You can't lean the seats back or anything. But we went nonstop and got to Wisconsin in 20.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
there has been one case where my brother and I traveled to Colorado to go visit our older brother who lives there. We'll get up at like 3:30, 4 a.m., be on the road by like 4:30, 4:40, and 13 hours. After about 6.5 hours, we'll take shifts so that way he can nap, I'll drive, and vice versa. Because, I mean, especially for you going from California all the way to Chicago, yeesh, I have a lot of respect for you for doing that.
Thank you. It's got to be done. He's got to get there. And I'm going alone this time, so won't be able to take shifts, so I'm definitely going to stop.
Good.
At like a Super 8 hotel or something.
Be sure to bring like a big black blanket to cover everything up so nobody breaks in and steals them. That would suck.
But wouldn't that like kind of invite someone to see what's in this? Like, oh, it's covering something. What could it be? But that would suck because then they break in and
Then glue trash to it so it just looks like the whole van is filled with trash.
He just live in the van. I'm a man in a van down by the river.
The suit's so heavy and bulky. I never really am concerned about someone taking off with it. It's like, good luck. Please try it.
Okay.
You'd see them before they could get it out of the van. Be like, what? You need help?
I'd be like,
All right.
really?
Get in. There we go. I love it. That's so dope.
MZ.
What was I going to say?
Oh,
Who else got a question? Because I just
Sure.
farted again.
I got a good one. Since you are a professional suit actor now, right? And all that stuff. So if you could ask Haruo Nakajima a question or spend the afternoon with him, what would you want to ask?
Good question.
Good.
Man,
Good shit.
That's a great question.
He just got hard. He's like, oh, God, yes.
Good job, MZ.
There's so many.
All right, how about you give us the 3 questions? Only 3 that you would ask.
I would want to know what did it take when you were handed this role as Godzilla, this unknown thing at the time. What was that like for you to bring this character to life? What processes did you take? What animals did you study?
Oh my! Have you read the
helped
book
you
Behind the
there?
Kaiju Curtain?
No.
Because the author, Norman England, that's an amazing book, by the way. He was a journalist for Toho an American journalist for Toho during the Millennium and GMK movies. And he got to meet Haruo Nakajima, and he asked him that very question. And I loved his answer because his answer was basically like, well, I was the lowest paid employee at Toho, and they just said, you get in the suit. We need you to do this. And he
God.
didn't have a choice.
Like,
And so then
okay.
after a while, when he kind of got into it and was able to start moving, he would go to the zoo and he would study like bears and I think he said otters and bears and just like animal movement to kind of help him bring the character to life.
I think a rhino and an elephant was in that
Yeah.
list. I remember
That
hearing
would
that
make
in
sense.
some
Yeah.
documentary.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
get the otter.
Well, because they can like run on all fours and they can also stand up, and the way that their body is kind of, so. But that's
That
one thing
makes
the
sense.
author of that book, Behind the Kaiju Curtains, he said in his biggest regret was Haruo Nakajima invited him out for like drinking, and he declined because he had to like be somewhere the next day, and he's like, one, that's a huge faux pas. If someone in Japan like invites you out drinking, you always say yes.
Mhm.
And he just told, and then Haruo Nakajima passed, and he just like regretted it ever since.
Oh,
That's a
man.
fucking weight
I
to
know.
have on your shoulders. Fuck that. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die now.
Never leaving
So
my
you
bedroom.
definitely have to have whiskey with him.
yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
There are some alcoholics, huh? Like they like to drink.
Oh,
apparently.
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Jesus. Good on them. Although it's funny because I was just watching 84 on
Max.
Max, and there's a scene, and I never saw this. You see the holes. You see the eye holes in the neck, and I'm like, I've never noticed that shit. Of course, I have like this giant QLED TV, so now everything from like the 80s and 90s, I can see every flaw in the suit that you could wish for. I was like, wow, who played the 84? Who did that suit?
Bad with names.
Chris, I'm a little disappointed in you, bud. You're a
Why-
suit wearer. You should know this. This is
I just like
Poser. No,
Godzilla.
kidding.
I just like the characters.
no, I get
The
it.
names
I
are
dude, I'm the same exact way. You could be like, oh yeah, this guy played that suit. Like, who
You know-
is he again?
There's another great documentary that was kickstarted. It's called Men in Rubber Suits or Men in Suits. Have you ever seen it or heard of it?
I own it. I think.
Great. Okay.
Is
I was
Doug
like,
in it?
yeah. And so is
Yeah.
like Brian Steele and
Yeah.
they got to interview Haruo Nakajima. So, I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
talks about all that stuff too. So, yeah, I got that on DVD because my friend backed it and then he gave me a copy for my birthday. So,
Yeah, I have a copy. That's funny.
Okay, I got his name. Kenpachiro Satsuma. He was the guy who unfortunately passed away.
Oh, Satsuma.
Yeah, he passed away in 2023.
oh yeah, he was a funny character. Norman England meets and talks with him in his book Behind the Kaiju Curtain too. He opened up his own dojo.
Wow.
And yeah, it was very funny. And he's got pictures of it and everything too.
He
That's really dope. And it's funny that I mentioned 84 because I see you have that beautiful Cybot X
Yep.
Plus back
Mhm.
there. Is that the Rick or is that the standard? Did it come with the Sea Louse? I think it
It
was.
came with the sea louse. Yeah.
Nice. I fucking hate that.
don't show John because he'll run away.
Dude, you know what? I even rewatching it, being 40 years old, and comparing it to like when I was 6, and that whole scene. Now this is the American version, of course.
Right.
And Jesus Christ, if you compared it to the amount of scenes that were cut out in 84 to do 85. But anyways, when the sea louse starts to come down from like the dude, I was like, oh, take a fucking flamethrower on your ass, fuck you, motherfucker.
I love how
Are you
John.
getting the Bandai sea louse figure? Because I think they're coming out with one too.
Are they?
I
Oh,
think
wow.
they are. I think it's like it was one of those polls that they took, and they're like, all right, what do you want to see next? And I think like at one point the sea louse won, but I don't think anything came of it. It might have been an April Fool's.
We're
but-
still waiting on the giant condor.
Apparently, the pre-orders are up for all those things. Like,
Oh, wow.
the Godzilla 71 with the Hedorah
The eyes.
nuts or eyeballs, however you want to.
Eyeballs.
Totally up to you. What else was there?
Think.
Fucking hell! What was? Because I missed out on a pre-order for one. I think it was another Gabra, or I could have been wrong on that one. Possibly Gabra. But yeah. Sea louse, fuck that thing. But yeah, the eye holes in the neck, never noticed it. Never noticed it. Hilarious. All right, Ramsey, continue. Yay.
So I remember from your process pictures when you were sculpting Fusion Godzilla's head, were you using water clay or oil clay?
It was wed clay, which is I think water based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
had to
when
keep
you
training
did the
that.
silicone mold on that, did the silicone have any reaction with the moisture?
No, because before pouring the silicone, I let the sculpt largely dry out.
Oh, okay.
When I was like, okay, it's done, I let it really kind of harden and dry before doing anything to it.
Cool. All right.
That's
Yeah.
The reason I asked was because in the making of Jurassic Park books, all the pictures are black and white, and I remember thinking the T-Rex and the Triceratops were all sculpted with water clay, and I was like, how did it not dry out? And then I found it's all oil clay, just it's gray. And my mind was blown because I didn't know you could use that much oil clay. Didn't know that
Yeah.
much existed. Yeah, I've got 2 more questions.
Wait, hold on, real quick. What's the giant 2000 back there? Who made that?
I still got quite a few questions.
That's X Plus. I believe it was by Yuji Sakai.
Oh, is that okay? I have the same one, but the angle makes it like I guess a front view. I had it kind of turned, so the front view looks really different. No, okay, yep, that beautiful figure, dude.
Oh yeah.
Is that your only gigantic, or do you have more?
I think that might be my only gigantic. I don't have a lot of room for gigantic.
No, I don't know who. Well, there are many people who do. I know I don't. Obviously, you don't either. But yeah, no, solid pick for a gigantic, dude, hands down. All right,
Yeah,
Matt.
that one I actually
MV, you can go.
I had on hand quite a bit when building Fusion, just to kind of like get the skin texture like the details of the suit down. I was looking at that one.
Wow.
So it's like you looked at the figure, the gigantic, and was like, all right, he's got all this, and then you went to your suit and were like, that's actually a really cool fucking thing to do. It's kind of the reversal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like it.
And I did that for a lot of my suits in the past. Like every year I would pick up a figure from the dealer's room, really be drawn to it and be like, I think I'm going to make a suit of King Ghidorah or Gigan. And I would have the figure that I bought always nearby just to kind of reference.
It's awesome.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Like
I love it.
MC, what you got?
You can never have too much reference.
Never.
Is there anything you would want to ask or say to E.G. Tsuburaya if you had the opportunity to have a meet and greet with him? For those of you who don't know, just in case, he was the master of monsters in regards to most of the Toho films making suits and stuff.
And Ultraman.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, what was the first pyrotechnic explosion off of a suit like? Was it scary? Was it nervous? Did you not know what was going to happen? I just wanted to know what was having all these pyrotechnics around all this beautiful artwork and models and things. Was that scary or not?
Just watching your work get destroyed, potentially.
Yes.
That is
Or
a good
set
one.
ablaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would be almost like I feel like that would be like heartbreaking at the same time. You put so much time and effort and love and dedication into this suit, and then you gotta burn it. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Some of the suits have actually caught fire in footage.
Yep.
Things like
yeah,
that.
the 64 caught fire.
75.
Terror Mechagodzilla caught
Terror
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like 74 had to caught on fire too then because that barrage attack. I can't imagine that suit did not go ablaze every now and then.
Yeah.
Some scary shit.
I'd fucking cry.
I feel like 64 was the most traumatic to see because you just see Godzilla's head on fire and you can't imagine the guy inside the suit doesn't even know. He's like, damn, why is it so hot in here? They're just like, okay, stop. Like, poor guy.
I mean, I just thought I answered myself, but it's like, I wonder if he could tell. I bet he could fucking tell because it's like all of a sudden it quadruples in temp and you're like,
oh shit.
I bet you could also
All right.
smell it. You're like, ugh, yeah.
Pig roasting here, like, let me out. Fucking
Burning
hell.
rubber smell.
Jesus.
Probably hear like the crew shouting cut or something, you
Mhm.
would know something's off.
Yeah.
That is a cool question. I would like to ask him what his thought process was for making P-Star. I don't know if you guys know that kaiju.
Is that the two
P-Star.
two people kind of holding hands in the middle, and the middle is the head.
Oh, the
that
starfish.
head in
Yeah.
the middle.
It's like a starfish, sort of,
Yeah.
with a bat face. Yeah, from Ultraman.
It's the most weirdest fucking kaiju I've ever seen, and I always want
Really
to find out.
imaginative, like totally imaginative though, like way to suit someone or someone's.
One of my gripes with Toho is like the obviously the constant use of the same kaiju and comparing Toho to like Tsuburaya and all, and then how they come up with all these kaijus just for a fucking episode. It's like, guys, Toho, what are you doing? Like, how many times we got to see fucking King Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla like doing the same shit? Like, put Godzilla against P-Star. Let me see that fucking battle or some shit, or even like El King or something. But yeah,
I mean,
that's
Baragon had the worst of it because his suit got taken apart like at least 6 times.
His suit was abused 8 ways till Sunday, man. He was
6 ways to Sunday. That's why I always love to say.
No, it's gonna be 8 ways.
8 ways to Sunday.
Well, actually, you know what? What was it? It was really just the head that kind of changed, and I guess like some of the color paintings. But like if you look at what is it, Noranga? Is that how you say the name?
Noranga, yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's kind of just Baragon on his hands and knees, different color.
Gabora too.
Yeah.
Not Gabura, Gabora.
I mean, even the Godzilla suit, it's Gomes.
Gomes.
And Gyrus is this. I mean, Gyrus was just like the laziest fucking
Let's
modification ever.
Let's just put
Put
the
frill on and call it a day. Although brutal
death
ending to that. Like he rips that shit up. Yo, Ultraman had like fatalities and
he did.
he really did though. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. That's a solid question. What else, MZ?
Yeah.
Oh. Ramon?
Yeah, you go, Ramon.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like Ultraman at that moment when he killed Gyrus, I feel like that was probably the one he felt the most guilty about because he was being so cocky about it at first, but then once he kills him, he goes and covers him and pays a little respect. Like, all right, you did good, but I'm sorry I was kind of being a dick to you, but let me get on out of here. But MC.
It's kind of like that. It's like that one. It starts with a. Oh god, what's it? It looks like a dinosaur, but it's like a skeleton. Gazabo. Something like that. Like he ties him to, and it's actually a very sad episode.
It's a sad episode.
Yes. And like the monster just wants to like just live, and Ultraman's like, nope, shut up, get on that ship so I can blast you out of the fucking sky. And he's like, "Aw, I'm a dickhead now."
MZ,
right, question for the good sir.
All right, I think this is probably my last question. If you were asked to be a suit actor for Toho with any monster in the past that they've produced, which one would you pick? Not including Godzilla.
Ooh.
It's a 2-parter.
Okay.
Interesting.
Keeping you on your toes, Chris.
He does.
I really would like to wear the Ebira suit.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, explain this one. Explain.
This one I would love to know.
Yeah, not at all what I would expect.
Me either.
Hey, call me off guard.
And I like both versions of Ebira. It just looks.
The Final Wars one too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's being a crustacean. It's just very non-humanoid, and it's they still managed to put a suit in there, or it managed to have a human be in there. I know with the Final Wars one, it was mostly like an upper body piece, and the performer's legs were still showing, like hidden by buildings and whatnot. Yeah. But just to be able to also like traverse the water and the pools that they film in while wearing this heavy wet suit, it seems like an incredible challenge that I'm curious what that might feel like.
All right.
I would never
expect that.
I would never.
Nebula is a destroyer of worlds, so
Okay, time out. Time the fuck out. Time the fuck out. No. Yeah. It's not what you think, Chris. I promise you. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, since you just said that, we also have another a friend of ours, a co-host as well.
Justin.
His name is Justin. He's on Calling All Kaiju. He claims that Ebra is the destroyer of all worlds. Now, we've been asking him for it.
He has not found it.
Where is the source?
Please tell us.
Where did you see this?
Where did you hear this?
I heard it here. I heard it right here on the podcast.
No! It comes in full circle. God damn it,
God, Justin. You had us. I was like, wait, no way.
I was hoping that you were going to say, oh, it's from a poster that I have, don't you know? And then we could put it to rest. Put it to rest that it's not some fan-made thing.
Bravo, Chris. You had me. You had us.
You had us.
Good job. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what?
Shit.
That's okay. So he's destroyer of all worlds.
Destroyer.
So the second part of this question is: with all of the Godzilla suits lined up in a room, which one would you want to wear? I think I already know the answer to this one. Yeah.
G&K, all the way.
What if they told you only could wear the Shin Godzilla one?
Ooh.
Careful, because there's a
That was
super.
a question on here I almost decided not to ask.
This is
I was
a-
like,
we have
someone's
a-
gonna
I'd
Shin
wear it.
Godzilla.
We have
I'd
a
wear
super
it.
Shin Godzilla fan here, so let's tread a little
I'd
lightly.
wear it.
Yeah.
I still wear it. I think it's cool. It's not like complete or anything, sure, but it's like just the sheer thought that I could just like go around with his mask on and wearing the dorsals with the tail and just have my hands like this and walking. I would, as someone who doesn't do the whole suit thing and wear them, I would find that to be just as exciting as, like, you know, when Chris, you enter your suit and you get into the role of it. I would feel the equivalent to it with the Shin suit.
Yes, and let's be real, I would jump on that opportunity in a heartbeat
Awesome.
because it's still Godzilla, you know, and it's still the role. It might not be my favorite, but I would still absolutely do it.
Uh-oh.
Would you rub in the GMK suit? Would you rub the belly a little bit? Because he's got a beer gut, man. And I feel like a lot of like the belly rub, we missed out. Like there should have been something like maybe when he was like doing atomic breath.
He was he's a power.
Like a
Is
little
that
knock
why
in
he
the-
has the gut? Because he's a power lifter.
I mean, he's strong. I mean, most powerlifters are pretty big. I'm one of those examples.
And they have a bear gut. I thought the bear gut was gone if you're lifting.
It's
I feel
all
like
muscle.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess you gotta rest the weight somewhere on there. I don't work out, obviously. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. GMK suit. What will be your second?
Probably the Godzilla from, I don't know the official term, but out of the Indies, from Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla vs. Hedra, Gigan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I like that suit.
68 to
That's
71. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
like
a
that.
toy of that's my holy grail in my collection that I hope to get someday. But
I got the
never seen
SH.
it.
I got the SH Monster Arts version of it.
Same.
Hell
And
yeah.
That one came with the bleeding head, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have the bleeding head on in the case.
I have the X Plus one.
Yeah.
That one that came with Gigan. Fucking sick suit. Love it.
That is so awesome.
What was your other question, MZ? Was that it?
Was it? I've
John.
got one completely unrelated question. That's Star Wars. If you wanted to hear that one,
Fuck it, let's go.
Fuck it.
who's your favorite Star Wars character? What would be your favorite? What would be your Star Wars character suit you would want to wear?
I love the Rancor.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said it in my head. I said, you guys ain't I know it.
The Rancor is the only reason I pay attention to Star Wars. So yeah, I would agree.
But it's not in like every single like thing.
That's
though.
why.
Like,
That's why I
so-
only watch Return of the Jedi.
Wasn't it in,
That's fair. That's a fair point.
either the Boba Fett series or
Yeah, he was in like the second to the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. It was okay.
Yeah.
They don't capitalize on like the cool creatures. It's got to be about the other shit that goes on.
Bounty hunters. Yeah.
So then, okay. Would you? If this was a suit. Would you wear the D-Rex suit from Jurassic World Rebirth? Because that's kind of similar.
Absolutely.
That's John's like new favorite thing now. I'm still.
That's only because of that fucking.
I'm
toy.
still on the
Of course,
hunt.
I'm listening. I was like, Alexa, shut up. Sorry. Now AI is gonna go after me, guys. If I'm dead tomorrow,
No.
you know who killed me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I love it so much, just because of the stupid toy that like shakes and shit. He's like, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna break my neck because I'm too old. But yeah, it's a it's definitely a cross with like the Rancor suit and whatnot. So I think that's like really cool. But yeah, Rancor suit it is, and D-Rex suit. Yeah, man.
Any opportunity to jump in a creature suit, I'm always game for.
That is
I
awesome.
respect that.
I'm
Ramon,
still-
you got a question.
Yeah, I'm still on the hunt for that figure for John, and I'm not letting that go.
I'm
Shut up.
gonna find it.
Shut up.
You need to stop hunting.
Shut up.
So
Shut
I'm
up.
gonna find it.
Shut up. You ain't finding shit because I know you're gonna forget.
I forget every day.
Send the Kaiju crybabies to the side. Set the criticism aside. What is the best advice that you give to a newcomer who wants to design and make their own suits? Like I said, once again, we're setting the crybabies aside. What would be the best advice you could give them to a young up and comer who wants to make their own Kaiju design or Godzilla design, whatever it is they choose to do?
Go right for it, full steam ahead. Put your whole self into it. It's supposed to be this fun, exciting thing. Don't let any naysayers or anyone discourage you. I always see new cosplayers at G-Fest every year that bring their suits and they want to show them to me, and I just give nothing but encouragement. It's like, you want to make a thing and express your love of Godzilla or any other kaiju in the franchise, go for it. And do it with patience and grace, because there's going to be a lot of frustrating things that happen. Things might not go the way you want it to go. You might have to redo this or that, but just keep at it and, inspire others. It's like I hope there's like this train of inspiration that just continues from my suits all the way down to the brand new cosplayer.
That is awesome. There is a buddy I'm gonna give a shout out to. He'll be at G Fest. Ian, God dang, Ian, aka Monster Dance from Instagram. He's actually making one of my favorite kaiju suits. He's gonna be dressed up as Gyra from War of the Gargantuas. And I told him when I meet him, dude, I want to take a photo with him in the suit. Bring my excitement, bring my intensity. So if I hope to God you can make it too, so I can see the suit that you're bringing. It'd be an amazing honor. Were you there last year? I don't remember.
That was to me.
Yeah, you were there. I got to meet you.
Yeah, I was there. I didn't have the suit. It was my first time back after a little hiatus, and it was because I only knew G-Fest at the Crown Plaza forever, so it was at the new hotel. So I was just kind of getting my bearings, getting the vibe for the fest, seeing what things are like, and then it became clear that the fest has grown exponentially and it is a whole new crowd. And so I got encouraged by others to they were like, you need to bring your Fusion Godzilla suit again. People would lose it. They would love to have it there. And so that's when it was like, okay, let's see if I can make this happen this year.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
it's really good that they kind of open up more, especially for like you guys and whatnot. Because I remember at the Crown Plaza when they would do the costume thing, you had to go into that hallway area, and everyone was standing on the side, like you had no room and whatnot. So no, it's a really nice hotel, and I feel like there's probably going to be more people than last year. So bringing that suit back is going to be an awesome thing for a lot of people, old and new. So
and especially since this will be
totally love that.
Be the 30th year anniversary of G-Fest, which is so awesome. 30 years. Yeah, Thing's about as old as I am. I'm so excited. Crap, I forgot what my next thing was.
Keep on brain farting.
God dang it. I'm getting this is what happens when I hang out with John too much, because now I'm just like I have this locked in my head. No.
It's contagious.
It is. Okay.
Don't smoke weed, kids. You start to lose your brain cells.
Okay. John, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, fuck yeah. Ramon, pull up his first suit again.
Okay. I got you.
I have a question kind of based on this.
All right.
And I'll get to it once it's pulled up. Basically, while looking at this, right? What's something that you would tell your younger self that made this? What would you tell them? And it doesn't have to be advice. It could just be something that when you look at this photo, you kind of wish your younger self knew or was told. Like, what would you say?
Yep.
I would say don't ever stop. And you're gonna build things you would never have ever expected, and it's gonna be this amazing source of joy for you, and it's gonna take you places, and it's just gonna be very fulfilling. And no matter how this suit looks, you just wait. Keep going.
Sounds like you really beat yourself up back then on things. That's what it sounds, and that's okay. That is totally okay to do, man. Like I can't even understand it, but I get it. No, that's hands down. I like that, man. That's respectful. That really is. So, and I even looking at that, I when I had asked you if you had any photos, I was like, you know what? I'm sure he probably shitted on himself constantly just by looking at these photos, but I gotta say, I think it's really cool. I think you did a solid job, dude, and your progression and growth, I feel like it complements your first suit regardless, because you have done a lot of growing and changing and modifying and all that shit. So
Thank you.
Kudos on you, my friend.
Thank you.
And it's always one of those evolutionary processes that, you know, you start from this, you work your way up to where you're now just considered like, okay, this is the best where I am, but I know I can continue to go above and beyond that. You know, like you and MZ are, you know, suit makers. I know my buddy MZ over here does stop motion. From time to time, he's dabbled in the arts. Amazing work that this man has done. But the one thing I would
I
always
would love to make a suit someday. I did in high school, but have never visited since. Now I just do body parts.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me, MZ? I feel like you would like excel and make a banger suit, man, if you just got into it, dude. I know you'd kill it.
Oh, I'm totally into it. I just don't.
The laborer is like, nah.
No, I mean that too, but it's like, you know, I'm very thankful that for my career is artistic driven and I get paid to make things. But then at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, well, now I don't feel like making anything because I just did it all day.
You're
And
just
I'm
burnt
making
out.
someone else's thing, but now I'm like, I don't want to make my own thing yet. So, yeah.
I understand. I bet it's a daunting process, but
It's a commitment.
oh yeah,
It's a time-sucking commitment.
Credit to you, man. Credit to you. Shit, I couldn't.
seriously. Cheers to
Thank
you
you.
two. Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm still learning a lot. I do not consider myself a master because a lot of it is guesswork and just being like, I think this is how you do it. I think this is what works. There's no plan really. Like at the end of the day, it's just like, I'm going to make a thing until it looks like how I want it. And you know, I'm always a work in progress. I'll say that.
I feel like something
Cool.
like this you can't master because one thing,
No.
like you said, you're learning new things. You figuring things out of what works best for you because what works best for others doesn't work best for you and all that shit. So it's like, you know, you can't. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know. You look at Stan Winston and all his shit, and you're like, oh, he's mastered it. Like, he's got this shit down perfectly. But most likely, he probably, at the same time, is like, fuck, what do I need to do? Second guessing and all that shit. So I feel like it's one of those things you just can't be a master at. You learn it every day.
It's constant discovery.
Oh yeah.
The discovery will never end because there's always new materials, new techniques that people come up with that it's just like, wow, I would have never thought to do it that way. And there's just a community in the art world where it's like all these amazing people. Some kind of hold on to their tricks, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like to share what I've learned.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, because I could learn from Julia Childs on all of her YouTube's channels, and she can teach me all of the tricks. Doesn't make me a master chef. So it's like, I'm happy to teach you tips and tricks, but that's not going to make you like the best. So only you can decide that, really. So yeah.
Only
I'm very much
Only-
with you, Chris. I'm absolutely always about, you know, forthcoming with my information and issues that I've run into with stuff like that. So,
Sure.
you know,
beautiful.
'cause, yeah.
Well, I think this has been a very, very beautiful episode.
Absolutely.
And Ramon, I'm going to give you the chair. Chris, thank you so much for joining, brother. We really do appreciate it.
Well,
Pleasure's all mine. I love being here and being with you guys. It's been a blast.
absolutely,
Be
man.
back.
We appreciate you coming on the show. And before we wrap it up, KaijuKrys, let the fans know where we can find you. Let the people know what you got going on. No, my God, I lost my train of thought. Let the fans know what you got
Drop
going
it
on.
all. Fuck
Drop it all.
I want you
Drop
to be a
everything.
little whore yourself out to the fans.
Yep. The plug is all yours, good sir.
I'm mostly on Instagram, KaijuKrys, so you can find me there and reach me there. And the GoFundMe, I don't have the link like on hand ready, but it's there
No
on my
worries.
Instagram in the bio. I don't know by the time this airs if it'll be done or not, but there might still be some time. So head on over to it if it's still there.
We post up on Tuesday. So actually, that was one of the questions I should have fucking asked. When is the end of the GoFundMe?
So I plan on heading out on July 4th since I have that day off and just get a whole day of driving. So I'll want the U-Haul probably by like the 2nd or the 3rd. So I'm probably, and there's days, I think it's like 1 to 3 business days of once you withdraw the GoFundMe for it to enter your account. So probably first week of July for sure.
Okay.
You heard it, fans. First week countdown begins, folks. Let's get this. Let's make it happen for this gentleman. He deserves it, hands down.
And we'll share it on our page, the United Kaiju Podcast Instagram page. We'll have the link on the story so people can click on it, go donate what they can, because we want to make sure that this lovely gentleman makes it to G-Fest along with his beautiful Fusion Godzilla suit.
Here.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you so much.
But
and then Ramon, what does he need to do for the last piece?
For the last piece, all right. One last time to close out the show of shows. KaijuKrys, you know what to do, brother. Take it away.
Daddy's home, cake every night.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It is delicious. Ramon, lead us away, brother.
Alrighty, that is going to do it for this amazing episode of United Kaiju Podcast. Once again, the three of us want to thank the amazing KaijuKrys for coming on this wonderful show to hang out with us and talk about his amazing story. Shout out to my buddy John, United Godzilla fans, and the lovely Madzilla Duran himself. I always mispronounce his last name. So I'm sorry. It's no disrespect. I love you to death.
Because Matt, like it just comes out.
It's because the DURON is not normal, especially in this country. So,
that's fair.
But
I get it all the time.
No worries.
Right. I mean, there's even a famous band.
Wait, so is that not, it's not Duran? It's not Duran?
Duran is their name. My name is Duran.
Duran.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it Duran? And we all been fucking saying it wrong for like decades.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Newsflash.
Oh God, imagine. Take it off, Ramon. Take it away.
Regardless, fans, we hope you enjoyed this amazing episode. We appreciate you coming along to hang out with us and enjoy this wonderful conversation to close out the show. Go watch your favorite Godzilla film. Keep your figures clean. Keep them nice and dusted. And as always, Kaiju fans, we love you guys. Stay united. We are out.